Here's how you can memorize all the letters of the Arabic alphabet in 7 minutes. Yalla bina. Alif. This is alif. And how do we remember that? Well, pretend this is a little man who's sticking his arm up and he's hitchhiking, so he's asking for a lift. A lift. Yes, that's a little silly, but that's the point. It will help you remember the letter. Ba. Ba. And I like to think of this as a little bathtub or bathtub with a fire underneath that's sort of keeping it warm. A bathtub. Thaa. Thaa. And this is a very happy guy who has 2 eyes and is always smiling. We're going to call him Happy Tad. Tad. Thaa. Thaa. So someone comes along and gives Happy Ted an extra eye so that he can see better. And Ted says, thanks for that extra eye. Thanks. Jeem. Jeem. So this is a strange little weightlifting machine. You have to push down a lever to hit that dot. But where is this machine? It's at the jeem. The jeem. Ha. Ha. So this is a person with their mouth open and they're yelling, help. Help! But if you want to practice making this sound, try whispering the word help with some urgency. Help! Help! That airy feeling in your throat, that's what we're looking for. Khaa. Khaa. So that person who was yelling help, now they have something in their throat and they cough it up onto their face. It's a little gross. This sound also doesn't exist in American English, but it's very close to the Scottish Khaa in Loch Ness. And you can also find this sound in the Spanish word reloj or the German word suchen. Daal. Daal. So this is a little baby with their mouth angled up and they're saying da da, da da, daal, that. So now the baby sees something right in front of her face and she says, I want that. Ra. Ra. So you see how this letter hangs down a little bit? That's because it's actually a pull-up bar, and there's a little man doing pull-ups, and he says, Ra! Ra! You know the kind of guys I'm talking about. Now this is not the R sound that's found in English. It's the R sound that's found in Spanish words like carro and perro. Do you hear the difference? Your tongue actually flips up and touches the roof of your mouth for just an instant. Ra. Ra. Zay. Zay. So the guy who's doing pull-ups, he wants to make his exercise a little harder. So he's going to try to touch this spot up on the wall. And when he does that, he's really excited. So he yells out his name. I'm Zayn. Zayn is the man. Zay. Seen. Seen. So I like to think of this as a snake slithering on the ground. A snake. Seen. Sheen. Sheen. So now the snake has 3 little baby eggs, and we don't want to wake them up or the snake will get very angry. So we say, shh, shh, sheen. Saad, Saad. So I like to think of this as a pan with a big blob of sauce on top of it. And sauce leads us to Saad, Daad, Daad. So we've already got Saad, right? And now we're going to add a dot or a Daad more. So Saad plus dots equals Daad. Tall, tall. So this is a very tall man. Why? Well, we can see his shoe and his leg, but nothing else. So we know he's very tall. Thaa. So the tall man looks down and sees that a piece of dirt is about to fall on his shoe. And he says, that is falling on my shoe. He has a bit of an accent. What is that? The. Ein. Ein. So this letter looks a lot like the Roman E. And if we add 2 more letters, we get the German word ein or ein. Ghrayn. Ghrayn. So this looks like ein, right? But I like to think of that little dot as a reminder to also raise the back of my tongue when I make this sound, which gives us Ghrayn. Thaa. Thaa. So this is a little guy with a face and a scarf, and he also has a dot on his head, but it's not just a dot, it's a fez, a fez. Qaaf, qaaf. So I like to think of this as a little pronunciation diagram, and these 2 dots are your tonsils, and here is your tongue, and it's bunched up in the back, and it's trying to cover your tonsils, and that's how you make this sound. Qaaf, calf, calf. So let's pretend that this is actually a cup of coffee and a piece has broken off and fallen inside the cup. Oh no. And where does this happen? In a cafe, a cafe. Lamb, lamb. So lamb is a stick with a little part on the bottom that swings to the left. So we're going to think left for lamb. Alif never goes left. Only lamb goes left. Meem, meem. So meem is a kid with this string hanging out of his mouth. And it's such a bizarre image that it becomes a meme on the internet. Meme. Noon, noon. So someone is trying to find out what time it is, and they have a sort of strange method. They cup their hand and they look at the sun. And where is it? It's exactly overhead. It's noon, noon. Ha, ha. And I like to think of this as a tiny little hammer or hammer. Ha. Wow. Wow. So this is like a whirlpool, but it's very powerful. So when you see it, you say, wow, a whirlpool. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah is the only letter with two dots on the bottom. And I like to think of this as someone who's hiding under a blanket with their two little eyes poking out, and they're very scared. So they're saying, yeah, I'm so scared. Yeah. Hamza. So this little character is a hamza, and it can go over a vowel, under a vowel, or after a vowel. And no matter where it goes, it indicates a glottal stop, which is basically a very brief pause, as in the word a'ila. A'ila. Bonus letters. Alif maqsura. So this is the same sound as alif, but it only comes at the end of a word. So if you see this wavy little tail at the end, it's an alif maqsura. Alif medda. This indicates a glottal stop followed by a long a sound, as in the word asif. Thaa marbuta. So this is like Thaa. You remember Happy Ted, right? But now he's very surprised. His mouth is wide open. Thaa marbuta. Thaa marbuta only appears at the end of words and usually indicates that a word is feminine. And that's the Arabic alphabet. You did it. If you'd like to see more Arabic learning content, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.